Hi, this is Amie at the virtual planetarium at Raritan Valley Community College. Let's take a look at some of the things we can see in the sky for the week of August 23rd. Let's talk about planets. We've got several in the sky that we can see with our unaided eyes, and some that are too dim for us to see unless we have a telescope. If you face south around 9:30 p.m., you'll see a bright light. That is Jupiter. Jupiter is shining brightly at magnitude minus 2.6. Saturn is to the left of Jupiter, shining at a dimmer magnitude 0.25. We measure brightness in magnitude. The magnitude scale dates back to the ancient astronomers, Hipparchus and Ptolemy. Initially, there was a scale of 1 through 6. With 1 being the brightest and 6 being the dimmest star you could see. There were no telescopes at the time. The apparent magnitude scale, or how bright an object is as seen from Earth, can be confusing because brighter stars have lower or even negative numbers. A larger number, like 5, 6, is dim. Larger numbers like 8, 9, or higher are only visible with binoculars or telescopes. We've refined the magnitude scale since it was first created. Vega, in Lyra the Harp, is a magnitude 0. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, has a negative number. It's magnitude minus 1.4. There are about 21 stars in the sky that we call first magnitude stars, and they are brighter than magnitude 1.5. A difference of 1 magnitude means a change in brightness of 2.5 times. A difference of 5 magnitudes corresponds to a brightness factor of 100-fold. So a first magnitude star is 100 times brighter than a 6th magnitude star. We've also expanded the magnitude scale well beyond 1 through 6, since the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Jupiter are much, much brighter than first magnitude, and telescopes let us see stars that are millions of times fainter than 6th magnitude. Okay, let's go back to our sky and look for some dim objects. Between Saturn and Jupiter is a dim object. It's only visible with a telescope. It is the dwarf planet Pluto, shining at magnitude 14.27. Well, this week, we celebrate, maybe recognize, Pluto Reclassification Day. On August 24th, 2006, members of the International Astronomical Union voted to reclassify Pluto from planet to dwarf planet. To say there was some disagreement about the vote and result is an understatement. In reality, reclassifying objects is not unheard of in astronomy or other sciences. Remember growing up talking about dinosaurs as terrible lizards? We now know they are not related to lizards, but to birds and crocodiles. We learned more about them, and we changed our way of thinking. When the asteroid, now dwarf planet, Ceres was discovered in 1801, it was called a planet. But by the end of the 1800s, hundreds of other planetesimals were discovered sharing the same orbit, so Ceres was reclassified as an asteroid. As we learn more about things, we sometimes need to revise how we talk about them, so we may need to recategorize our objects. All right, back to Pluto. It was finally visited by a spacecraft in 2015. The year before the New Horizons spacecraft launched, Pluto's family expanded from 1 moon to 3. We'd known about Charon since the 1970s, but we discovered Nix, and Hydra. They were discovered by a team using the Hubble Space Telescope to study the Pluto system. 2 more moons were discovered in 2012, bringing the total to 5 known moons orbiting Pluto. All of Pluto's moons are named for mythological figures associated with the underworld. Well, it's been 5 years since New Horizons zoomed by Pluto and snapped thousands of images. What are some of the things that we learned? We know now that Pluto has an atmosphere, a thin atmosphere, but it is there. We see the heart of Pluto. The left part of the heart of Pluto is called Sputnik Planitia. It's a crater filled in with an ice sheet that's 2.5 miles thick. There's probably a large liquid water ocean under Pluto's surface. Pluto was, and may still be, volcanically active. Pluto and Charon have almost no small craters. Now this was unexpected. There are large craters, but not small ones. It could mean the Kuiper Belt has very few small objects. All right, back home on Earth, we'll see our next planet rising around 10 p.m. Let's look over in the east. But if we wait until about midnight, our target will be up higher in the sky and easier to see. The red planet Mars. Mars won't be hard to find. It's shining at magnitude minus 1.5, so it will be easy to spot in the sky because it's brighter than the stars around it. Well, it's that time of year again when the Mars will be as big as the full moon headline comes up again. Now this hoax traces back to August of 2003, and it is a hoax. First of all, Mars can never appear as large in our sky as the full moon. That would require Mars getting out of its orbit, and that would be bad. On the occasions when Mars and the moon are nearby each other in the sky, you'll notice that Mars is a reddish dot near the larger moon. In fact, when you measure their apparent sizes, you'll need 140 Marses to fit across the diameter of the full moon. The moon will pass by Mars on September 6th. The ice giants are in our night sky, but you'll need a telescope and a good finder chart to see them. Not far from Mars is Uranus. It's shining at magnitude 5.7, near the limit of the unaided eye when watching the sky from a location without any light pollution. The other ice giant planet is Neptune, and Neptune is between Mars and Saturn. And again, very dim, magnitude 7.8, so you'll need a telescope to see it. Last but not least is the brightest planet, Venus. It shines at an impressive minus 4.3. It is placed among the winter constellations that you can see before sunrise in the eastern sky. Mercury is too close to the sun for us to see right now. The moon is at first quarter on August 25th. It will be full again on September 2nd, and at last quarter on September 10th. Well, that's our sky for this week. Thanks for joining me in our virtual planetarium. Please subscribe to our channel and like our video. We look forward to seeing you in our real planetarium in the future. Until then, keep looking up.